Peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel, Reece, in real life, not in fake life, because they just faking about their life, you know what I'm saying? Um, just enjoying life, man, and enjoying life for what it is. It's always beautiful. I want to show you how to be able to kill yourself. And when I mean kill yourself, I mean literally like get rid of the old you, the old way of thinking, the old way of being. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times in this life, man, it's hard to be able to learn how to forgive ourselves. I think we go around a lot of times, we try to forgive other people, we try to forgive situations, but we never forgive ourselves. We got to totally learn how to be able to forgive ourselves. I learned a lot from myself going through things that I was still upset with the 24-year-old me, you know what I'm saying? Or I was still upset with the 17-year-old me. And those were the hardest obstacles to be able to get through, because I carried a lot of things on going into different type of relationships as well. You know, when I was younger, I had a girl that did something to me for us, like, you know, I wasn't right either. I was cheating or whatever, and then she cheated on me and ended up having a baby. And it really affected me, you know what I'm saying? And it caused me to be able to go into different relationships, and it made me not love people all the way. So I would love people enough not to be able to hurt myself, but it was like a love. I loved them good enough for them, but I didn't love them good enough for me, that I wasn't giving them my heart, because I was still scared to be able to give people my heart, because I was afraid. And that's the part about me that I didn't get rid of, you know. And we go on to these different relationships and just go on in life and keep hiding the person that's been hurt. And so what it is like that little kid that got hurt, that 17 or 18-year-old me, I took that person and I put him down in a basement, and I was like, okay, I'm going to protect you from being hurt again. So I'm going to create these facades around you and all these different type of things around you, so nobody can ever get to know this person here, because this person is still hurt. We don't want to have to deal with that, and we don't want to have to cross that bridge. But then you create this persona of all these things of this person and who this person isn't, and you create this persona, and then now that's the ego. You've built up an ego. You know what I'm saying? Because the younger you is so innocent, and you just so living so free and so vibrantly that you're not thinking about all those things, because you've never been hurt before. So you don't know how to deal with that. So you just hide that person, and now you've created this facade, which is the ego. And then when you come back into figuring it out, now you got to deal with all those things that you created with this ego and that person that you hid, just to get back to that person. That's the part about this thing about killing ourselves that we got to do. We got to kill that old way of thinking, kill that old way of being. Understand that this is just a lesson. Everything is a lesson. Even in a lesson, it's a blessing. You know what I mean? You got to be able to cross the lessons to get to the blessings. You know, and that's that part about killing ourselves. We got to be able to learn how to love ourselves again, truly, because in doing so, we teach other people how to be able to love us, or the love that we want to be able to reciprocate. You know, loving with our hearts and not with our heads. And that's the best example of something like that, because once we get hurt, we stop loving with our heart and we start living with our head, because we start making strategic moves like, okay, well, I see that this person won't hurt me. And we're insecure. I can admit it. I've been insecure before. You know what I'm saying? I was insecure about who I was. So I can recognize when a person is insecure, and you start looking for people's insecurities and start being able to be like, okay, well then I can live in that. I can live in their insecurities, because my insecurities is over here. And now we're just building up and perpetuating alive in insecurities and all these different type of things, and the ego of it. It's just so wrong that we're creating another person that we have to later on in life, when we get ourselves together and we get to a mindset, we have to go back and kill that person, because that person was never real. That person was something that you created out of a place of hurt, out of a place of hate, out of a place of nothing that had to do with love. And the only thing that you were doing is you were hiding who you really were to the rest of the world, just to protect your own feelings. I'm here to tell you something, people. We got to stop worrying about protecting our feelings and start just living our lives. You got to live your life all the way to the fullest, and you got to just live it with your heart. And whatever comes along with that, then you have to be able to accept it because it was meant for you to be able to go through. What is a life living that doesn't have any purpose or any hurt in it? If you don't go through things, man, you don't understand the value of when you receive things. You know, I have people that reach out to me all the time, and they say, well, Jarmel, if I had $100 million or if I had $30 million, it'll change my reality. It could change your reality for the best or for the worst. Because if you haven't killed that person, that ego or this and this and that, you're never going to, materialistic things, you're just going to build on top of that person. You're just going to keep building this life on top of that person because you don't have to go back and deal with that hate and that love. That's why you see a lot of kids that grow up and they grow up in multi-million-dollar families and grow up in all these different homes and have money, and they end up committing suicide. It was because they weren't getting love. And that's the thing we got to be able to know, that love is the key to all these things, and stop perpetuating these lies and learn how to be able to deal with ourselves. You know, killing ourselves is the best thing that we could possibly do. We die every day. We have to learn how to die to this body, to not be attached to this body, not to be attached to things. You know, I know it's hard, and it's crazy. It sounds crazy because it wasn't told to us, but being attached to things is the worst thing that we could possibly do. We have to be able to just love and not be attached. Because at the end of the day, you have to even learn how to be able to, if you have to learn how to be able to unattach to your physical body, then you have to be able to disattach from people. And it doesn't matter about the title and all these different type of things. You have to be able to disattach because nothing in this world is meant to be forever. We are here for only a moment in time. It's all about what you're leaving behind and the love that you're being able to spread and the things that you're able to give. So, you know, I challenge you to be able to learn how to love yourself truly. You know, let that old person die. That's not who you are. The attitude and the being mad at everybody. You know who has the purest love in this world? A kid. And I say that because, you know, one of my kids was talking, and you know, we were all in the house and we were just listening to him, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to break up with my girlfriend and her friend. I like her friend. I really like her friend. And then he broke up with her, and then he ended up dating her friend, and then they were all friends. And he told her, and they were like, and we were sitting there like, you can't do that, you can't do that. But the reality of it is a kid's not thinking like that because they haven't experienced the hate and the distrust and all these different type of things. They're just thinking, man, we're all friends. They're not thinking about what adults think about. We're thinking, oh, well, I can't be cool with you. I can't be friends with you after me and you break up. We not this, we not that. That's hate. That's not hate. That's hate. The same values that you saw in that person when you were trying to date them and be their friend is the same values that you should have after you leave the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And you should still be able to be somebody's friend. You know, sometimes, like I say all the time, two good people can be in one bad relationship. You know, and the reason why you can be in a bad relationship is because of the things that happened to you guys prior to getting into the relationship, because you've never went back and killed that old person that was in that relationship that was getting cheated on or getting, you know, just anything that wasn't right. So then you take that into your new relationships, and you anything that looks like that, then you think that that's what this looks like, and because you haven't truly killed that person. That person that you created in that timeline of the person that you were before you got hurt. So check us out. It's three U's, right? It's three U's. You got the person that you were before you got hurt. That's the innocent person. That's the kid. That's the person who just was loving and came out to this universe and was ready to be able to spread love to anybody and everybody. That's the one person. Then in that timeline, something happens. Boom, you create another person because, damn, you got hurt right here. This person right here is the person who's going to try to protect this person, right? So Now you got this person creating a new life and a new timeline and a new facade and a new way of being able to thinking, and you're a new person. Here's the new Jarmel. He's this person. Yeah, he's this. All along, this person is really just trying to protect this person, right? So then you come into some spirituality or some type of consciousness, and boom, you run into this person who's like, okay, I want to be able to change. But in order to change, I have to get rid of this person, because this person has created a facade between me and the one, the divine. Boom. The higher self and you, the body, the loving you. But the ego has to be removed. The ego has to be removed, because that person in the middle of this timeline was just all ego. It wasn't you, it was all ego. It had nothing to do with who you thought you were. You think that's who you are, but that's not who you are. That person who you are is that person that got hurt, that needs to go deal with that stuff. Don't create a new you. Learn how to kill that person. Kill the old you to get back to the new you. That's what this video is about. Killing that person to be able to get back to the higher self, the spiritual self that you have chosen to be part of the great divine. Part of who you are. That's who you are. You are the one. We are all the creative force that are together, but we are all walking around here with these egos and these different people that are stopping our energy to be able to combine, to be able to be loving and be in that place that we need to be at. So I tell you what, I challenge you to be able to go on some type of mission, even if it's for 5 days. Start off 5 days of acknowledging that this person needs to go. I got to get rid of these old habits to be able to be this new person. I got to get rid of this old habits to be able to be this spiritual person that I really want to be. I got to be at this, I got to get rid of this person because I want to be able to change my attitude. I got to get rid of this person because it's killing me. It's killing me. It's killing me slowly. You know, and I've been there too before, you know what I'm saying? Growth is a hard process. I fight every day to grow, you know? We always growing. We always growing. If a person's not growing, then they're not knowing, you know what I'm saying? And so, I just say that to say, man, challenge yourself. Push yourself. Push yourself to be the greatest you. Get the blessings from the universe. Once again, my name is Jarmel Reece. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. Check out my videos. Subscribe, you know what I mean? Subscribe. I'll be giving you more and more videos. It's the boy Jarmel Reece in real life, because they just faking about their life. Peace and blessings. Blessing and peace.
Warfare, false prophets. And you know what's funny? With all this going on,